So I'm moving into the concealer portion. For me personally, I like using brushes that are very, very soft when applying concealer. The average concealer brush will look something like this. Excuse the makeup. But it's very stiff, feels very dry. This is the one I use for the base. But I personally like softer application brushes because it'll just go on a lot smoother. It won't leave any streaks. It's kind of buffing the concealer in there. So, let's see how it goes. Okay, look up for me. So, usually I'll start from the outside, brushing down toward her cheekbone and going into the corner. Now, notice I'm going from the corner and outward, and in between I go a little lower. The reason why is we normally have our lines down there, just our natural eye lines. And I don't want it to build up too much in that area. So I'll focus more on the outside, this here especially, because this is where her cheekbone stands out, and we love her cheekbones, don't we? And I'll actually just blend the center. That way you have the coverage on there, but it's not so much to where it goes into the line of her eye. We want to make sure it looks very, very smooth. You don't put on concealer to create more age, more lines. That's defeating the purpose. So let's do the same on the other side. Starting from the outside, brushing upward and going down here and going to the center and going down. Again, avoiding that lower part of the eye for now, and then again we're going to just blend it in together. And we blend. Now notice when you do concealer, it makes that shadow on the top eyelid stand out a lot more. It probably looked a lot more simple when we first did the shadow, but now that we're doing concealer, you see those colors a little bit more, which is great. That's what we want, but it's not too much. And we blend. Put a little bit more here. Again, brushing toward the cheekbone. You always want to brush in that direction. Blend it out with a soft brush. All right, so that's great concealer for underneath the eye. I'm going to move in a little bit darker on the outside of the face, or here per se, just to cover any blemishes. She doesn't have much at all, but if you're anything like me, you'll have something here or there. So, let me just grab a little bit darker of a color. I usually like to blend the two. And let's see, that looks great. Dab that on, I'm just patting it on her face. Leave it there, go to the other side here, and I'm going to pat it on this side as well. Just enough to get it on there. I'm not blending it quite yet, because I'm going to use my buffing technique for that. All right, let's see. She's looking beautiful. I like to go around the nose a bit, just to kind of bring out the shadow that we all have. Kind of erase that. Okay, so the reason why I went in with the concealer on the face is to cover any blemishes. You don't want to use foundation to do that per se, because usually concealer has more coverage than foundation. This is full coverage concealer. That way you can use less foundation on your skin overall better for your skin. Your pores will love you more for that. Okay, so I'm actually going to move into what I call my buffer brush. Very, very soft. This is actually my favorite brush in the world. It's just, oh, I love it. Great for blending foundation, concealer, anything on the skin. It just makes it look really natural. Most concealer brushes look like this. Stiff, hard, can leave streaks. We don't want to leave any streaks on your face. And it takes a lot to work in and try to take them out. Why do all that work when you can just go here in a circular motion, just like this? Just buffing her face. She still has all the coverage in the world, all the cover that she needs. Okay, so we're just buffing her out. Close your eyes, just so this won't bother you. In a circular motion. That way we're not creating any lines in the face. Perfect. So now I'm going to go in a little bit with some, foundation. Just a bit. She doesn't need much at all because we already covered the blemishes on the face. We're just taking in a little bit just to even out the skin tone. And this is all you really need foundation for, is to even the skin tone out. Don't try to ever cover up things with foundation. You always have a concealer or you have something else to do the covering up. Foundation is strictly for evening out the skin tone. And I do the circular motion here, right on the nose, on the forehead. Got a little hair there. And on the chin. Doesn't matter if it gets on the lips a bit, because if you do get some foundation or any cover up on your lips, it's great actually because it will make any lip liner that you use more defined. So we'll just leave that alone. I pretty much did most of the work on her face. I'm going to do a little highlight, a little bronzing, but first I want to finish her eye. Now with this look, I don't really want to use an eyeliner because it's